Welcome to First Unitarian Church of Orlando. I'm Elizabeth Horn, a member of the worship team here at 1U. With me in today's service are our minister, Reverend Margalie Belizaire, Director of Lifespan Religious Enrichment, Judith Stein-Farrall, Director of Music, Aubrey Connelly-Candelario, and accompanist, Dani Villegas. We also have Kim Holdridge, board members Paul Knight and Ted Nelson, and membership committee member Kathy Homblett. And let's not forget our teams of wonderful people in the background working diligently to ensure that we come together this morning. Children are invited to participate in our ritual for welcoming our new members, and then we'll sing them out for their RE activities. We greet you this morning. Oh, we also have the Divers here. I see someone adding to our document. There we go. We also have the Divers. Thank you. They were trying to catch up with me. All right. We greet you this morning, old friends and new ones, as we explore our Unitarian Universalist faith, which draws us into a community of justice seekers with a commitment to lifelong spiritual growth and compassionate service to the community. As a Unitarian Universalist congregation, we are a non-creedal community that does not subscribe to a specific set of beliefs. We live by a covenant that encourages ethical behavior, affirms democracy, celebrates the worth of each individual, and unites us in a search for truth in meaning. Whether today is your first or your 1,000th time in our midst, you are welcome here. Whoever you are, whoever you love, you are welcome here. In this community, your whole self is welcome. We welcome your race, national origin, immigration status, gender identity, sexual orientation, age, physical or mental abilities, economic status, or religious background. We welcome you. For more information about our congregation and for announcements, go to orlandouu.org or email info@orlandouu.org. We do have a few special announcements today. Parents, the Jubilee Kids class is going to be moving about the campus today as a part of their lesson. So they will be coming to the sanctuary where you can pick them up at 11:45. We are also taking volunteers for Sunday morning RE children classes. Share your talents and gifts one Sunday this summer with the kids. There is a sign-up sheet in Gore Hall after the service, and a sign-up form will be going out via email this week. Today at noon, after the service in Classroom A, Reverend Margalie and Judith are leading a deep dive info session and discussion into the proposed Article 2 changes to our UUA bylaws. Please join us in Classroom A for this valuable time together. We'll have extended child care coverage during this time so that all of our community has the opportunity to learn of the UU history of Article 2 and how it reflects our Unitarian Universalist lives. There is also a finance meeting to review this year's budget, which you'll be voting on at the annual meeting. That is in room B at 11:45, and all who are interested are welcome to attend. So all other announcements are on slides before and after the service and have links in the weekly update or on our website. And if you would like to follow along with our service, please use the QR code shown in the monitor and on the first few slides. Thank you again for being here in person and online.
Please say the words with me as we light the chalice. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in singing our opening hymn, 1018. Come and go with me. The words will be projected on the screen.
Happening here this morning. Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome to May, the month of flowers, I'm told. And in Florida, where we might have a few days left, if we're lucky, weeks of pleasant weather before that heavy curtain of humidity descends upon us. Dun, dun, dun. So enjoy it, beloveds. This month of May, we are exploring the gift of pluralism, and today we're looking at how might we embrace our differences with love, curiosity, and respect. You do not want me to do that. Also today, we officially welcome 2 new members in our community, and one of them, you're going to be surprised, new. But, you just wait and see. Some of them have been part of us for a while, others for a shorter period, but whatever the case, they have recently signed the membership book and are officially 1 new members. And we will engage in a ritual to officially welcome them very shortly. But for now, I invite us into worship with the words of Tess Baumberger, "Less beautiful without you." This place would be less beautiful without you. Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Jew, Hindu, humanist, and earth-centered too. This place would be less beautiful without you. Your heart honed by hardship, grief, illness, seeking solace and comfort here among us. This place would be less beautiful without you, filled with joy and gratitude, seeking celebration of life's bounty. This place would be less beautiful without you, curious, inquisitive, asking questions, seeking transformation, emerging from within. This place would be less beautiful without you, striving to resist a world that tells us we are so much less than we can truly be. This place would be less beautiful without each of us, born here and this morning to seek heaven's fire in each other's souls, our own flames rising to meet. So come, dear ones, let us worship together, and let's greet one another this morning with a wonderful, bountiful hello. It is our privilege and honor to take time this morning to welcome formally our newest members of First Unitarian Church of Orlando. Would Kathy Humblett please come up and join me, as well as Judith.
While 1U has both members and friends meaningfully involved in the life of our community, it is a special joy, as I get my hair out of my mouth, it is a special joy when someone chooses to make the commitment of formal membership because they believe that they have found their spiritual home.
When someone is interested in membership at 1U, we suggest that they be around long enough to make sure this is really a commitment they wish to make. We also ask that they make sure they understand the basics of both the First Unitarian Church of Orlando and Unitarian Universalism.
Formally, the process of joining involves being at least 18 years old, signing the book of membership, and making a financial pledge. The membership is then registered at the next meeting of the Board of Trustees, and 30 days following, the person has the right to vote at the meetings of the congregation and to hold certain elected office.
This morning, we are honored to welcome into our congregation two people. They have walked among us, found our religious community meaningful, nurturing, and challenging, and have decided to become members with full privileges and responsibilities. We are very blessed to have them join us.
They've lived in different parts of the country. They bring diverse interests and experiences. They've both been involved with Unitarian Universalism for a long time. Others, well, they have explored spirituality and exercised their conscience. They are passionate and caring and creative and deeply committed to this adventure of life.
And now I would like to invite our board president, Paul Knight, to join us. Right here is fine for now.
Kathy will now call the names of those who have chosen to be welcomed as members this morning. And will you please come forward as your name is called?
We welcome Melissa Baker and Hal Rhodes.
Melissa, yes, really, people, Melissa, right? who grew up here. Melissa and Hal, do you, the newest members of the First Unitarian Church of Orlando, accept the challenge of membership, that is to speak the truth in freedom, to search diligently for your own spiritual growth edges, and to love and minister to each other? If so, say I do. I do.
Will my fellow Board of Trustees, committee chairs, and other leaders of this congregation please rise in body and/or spirit and remain standing? Go ahead. Our newest committee chairman right here in the front row. Do you, the leadership of this congregation, accept the challenges new members offer you to create and sustain a structure that represents the worth of every person, that honors the democratic process with access to information and decision-making, that recognizes and celebrates individual differences and seeks unity in diversity? If so, please say we do.
We do.
Would the rest of the congregation, while the board members remain standing, please rise in body or spirit? Do you, members of this beloved community, accept Melissa and Hal, your newest members, into fellowship? Do you promise to make them welcome, to share with them your insights, your concerns, your hospitality, your resources, and your needs? If so, we do. Will you further celebrate the special talents and resources of these new members, recognizing that change and growth or signs of health being open to the enrichment of their presence? If so, we do.
In recognition of our covenant, let us say together our historic bond of union, which should be displayed on the boards behind us.
We associate ourselves together for the study and
practice of morality and religion as interpreted by the noblest lives of humanity, hoping thereby to prove helpful to one another and to promote truth, righteousness, and love in the world.
Blessings to all of you. May you flourish spiritually and find your place here in this community. Blessings to all of us gathered here, and may we be enriched by these two new members who are officially now among us. I invite us all to welcome them with a round of applause. Thank you so much, everyone, and welcome, both of you.
And there will be cake when we go to social hour.
And now, let's join together in making an arch to send our children with love to their activities. So, this is the time we set aside for deep sharing of our hearts, for prayer and meditation. If you have a sorrow that you need witnessed or help with, or a joy that you wish to share, please contribute to our collective sharing of joys and sorrows to be read during Sunday's worship. During the week, you can email that to us at joysandsorrows@orlandouu.org. If you are attending in person, you can complete a card at the welcome table outside, and our wonderful greeters, they always make sure that we get them up here. And we also offer you the opportunity to light a meditative candle for the things you wish to hold close to the heart. So, bring your joys and your sorrows as we come together. Come just as you are, because your whole self is welcome in this sacred space we are creating together. Our flowers today are given by Wendy Darrow. The flowers today are in memory of my beloved brother, and also an appreciation for all the kind messages and cards received from my UU friends. I know I saw Wendy. We'll continue to keep you in our thoughts, you and your family in our thoughts. We have, looking at order here for us, beloveds. So, One U's own Black Cat Cafe open mic turns 30 years old. It's turning, so wait a couple of days, May 10th, but woohoo! As far as we know, we are the oldest continually operating open mic in Central Florida, and the oldest of one of the very few listening room venues. So come celebrate with us. Sign up for 6:30 p.m. performances, and everything begins at 7. And there will be cake. Again, cake. Judith sent this email to all the wonderful volunteers, and I wanted to share it with you because it really captures just how close to the heart we hold all of you who volunteer your time here at 1U. As you know, last Saturday we had the Beyond the Binary event here on campus, and the note goes to the volunteers: you went beyond for Beyond the Binary. Dear Beyond the Binary volunteers and all around good eggs, I am so grateful for all you did to help make the event successful last Saturday. Without your errand running, setting up, dishing out, and organizing, stepping up, shopping, speaking, and just helping me sort out the details, skills, the entire event would never have happened. Between this experience and a number of conversations I have been having the last few weeks about pre-pandemic days, I am so renewed about what this congregation is capable of. The Unitarian Universalist world is better for you being part of it. That is true. A note from Marianne Horn. She notes that we are in Fort Myers today celebrating Cammie's graduation from Florida Gulf Coast University with a Bachelor of Music Therapy degree. Yes. She will get her official diploma after finishing her internship at University Behavioral Health Services in Kansas City this summer. Please send her good energy as she decides what's next. The beloved community at 1U has been a wonderful influence in Cammie's life and has helped shape the young woman she has become. Thank you, 1U. Again, the wonderful community that we are. And from Andy Berry, is thankful for organ donation and the organ donor volunteers in our community, and is particularly grateful for the lung donation made to his friend James Revels, who had a double lung transplant last Sunday at Duke Medical Center. James is still recovering from 10 hours of operation, but is already enjoying his new lungs and breath. Many thanks to those who are aware and have sent positive thoughts, prayers, and energy to my friend James. Yes, I think we were a little bit part of the journey with you, Andy, who's here somewhere. And as some of you might have heard already, Sandy Pollock wanted to share with us that her mom passed away Tuesday morning. And it says, while the timing was a shock to the family, she felt peaceful on her own. She left, that is her mother, peacefully on her own terms, for which the family is so grateful. She was a terrific mom who showed Sandy how to be strong, honest, and mostly have fun. She loved her family and was loved deeply by all of us as well. And we have a note from Jim. Arlene Delore, Jim's right there, is in rehab after being in the hospital since Wednesday, April 17th. Please hold her in your heart. Visits are welcome, and you can call Jim, and we have a number here that we can share with you for more information. Sending Arlene healing energy, and you also love and compassion, Jim. As you can see, there is a lot here, a lot of joy and also a lot of sorrows right here in our community. And we also want to hold our Orlando community in love as our state continues to need comfort and activism to eradicate hate. And we also want to hold our global community in love as continued conflicts beset communities around the world. And for all the joys and sorrows in this community shared today, and for all those held close to the heart, let us pray, let us celebrate, and let's send each other healing energy. We also want to light a candle of remembrance for Nancy Kelman. Many of you here knew Nancy. Yes, this is the picture the family chose to share. You know, that smile, I believe, I didn't see her without that smile on her face, and me talking very loud and making sure she's understanding me. You know, I've had some really good conversations with her daughters, remembering how, as you all know, she used to be a DRE here. She was in the choir, and also, from what I understand, was very much of an activist. So I miss her, and I did not know her as well as most of you did. So just wanted to light a candle in her honor. And as we welcome Melissa and Hal today, and thinking of Nancy and her family and friends, those she's left behind, I invite us into a moment of meditative prayer with the words, I invite us into meditative prayer with the words of Reverend Richard Gilbert. Close your eyes if that feels right for you in this moment, and relax your body. We are all more human than otherwise. The human race is a vast rainbow bursting into view of white and black, red, yellow, and brown. Yet, for all blood is red, the sky is blue, the earth brown, the night dark. In size and shape, we are a varied pattern of tall and short, slim and stout, elegant and plain. Yet, for all there are fingers to touch, hearts to break, eyes to cry, ears to hear, mouth to speak. In tongues, we are a tower of Babel, a great jumble of voices grasping for words, groping for ways to say love, peace, pity, and hope. Faith compete, claiming the one way. Saviors abound, pointing to salvation. Not all can be right, not one. We are united only by our urge to search. Boundaries divide us, lines drawn to mark our diversity, maps charted to separate the human race from itself. Yet, a mother's grief, a father's love, a child's happy cry, a musician's sound, an artist's stroke, batter the boundaries and shatter the walls. Strength and weaknesses, arrogance and humility, confidence and fear live together in each other, reminding us that we share our common humanity. We are all more human than otherwise. You are now invited to come forward and light a candle of welcome, remembrance, loving kindness, or hope. Our first candle will honor the joys and concerns of those of you who are joining us online, and we will light a last one for all who are holding on to their joys and sorrows, at least for this moment. So come forward.
How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Pluralism. We celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. We covenant to learn from one another in our free and responsible search for truth and meaning. We embrace our differences and commonalities with love, curiosity, and respect. This is from the proposed Article 2. UU Minister Alex Capitan notes, some UUs worship the natural world. Some believe in reincarnation. Some speak to the ancestors. Some believe in the scientific method. Some follow Jesus or Muhammad or Gandhi. Some believe in a single God. Some believe in many gods, and some believe in no God. Somehow, but because of these many truths, we are Unitarian Universalists. There are probably as many different beliefs within Unitarian Universalism as there are Unitarian Universalists. And this is our greatest uniqueness and our greatest strength. When we think about it, pluralism is what makes ours, Unitarian Universalism, the most distinct from other faith traditions. Diversity of theology and beliefs are our bread and butter. And if we're to believe Reverend Capitan, that is our greatest strength. At the core of our beliefs lies a profound recognition of the beauty of pluralism, the celebration of diversity in all its forms. We are not meant to be uniform, but rather a rich tapestry of cultures, experiences, and beliefs. Our experiences should not divide us, but rather unite us in a celebration of our shared community. In the world, differences abound. We come from various backgrounds, cultures, and traditions. We hold beliefs and perspectives shaped by our unique life experiences, right? And yet, it is not our differences themselves that pose a challenge in relationships or in our engagements with one another. Rather, it is that we have hierarchized, and I wasn't sure if that was a word. I looked it up and couldn't even find it, but I like it. And then we have judged dissimilarities as good or bad, as right or wrong. We have standardized certain characteristics as how one ought to be, or how one ought to look, how one ought to worship and make meaning of life, and so on. What if instead of succumbing to the temptation of judgment, we could approach our differences with love, curiosity, and respect? What if we saw each other as a unique expression of the divine, worthy of honor and reverence, worthy of autonomy, of liberty and justice? Liberty and justice for all, right? Isn't that what the forefathers of this country declared? This, beloved, is the essence of pluralism, a recognition that all differences are not obstacles to overcome, but rather gifts to be celebrated. If you remember, Reverend Alex sees us as having as many beliefs as there are Unitarian Universalists, and it's our superpower. But he also continued, However, in order to tap into our superpower as a religion, we can't just coexist without meaningfully engaging in each other's truth. We can't gloss over our differences and expect that they will never affect our relationships and our community. I don't know if you remember a little while back, there was this saying, "I don't see color." Well, unless you have a problem with really seeing colors genetically, in the world that we live, it's really an eliminating of the reality of the beautiful shades that human beings come in, right? And luckily, it is our inspiration as a faith tradition to relationalize our differences. As Unitarian Universalists, we are uniquely positioned to embrace and honor pluralism in all its richness. Unlike many other faith traditions, we are non-creedal, meaning we do not adhere to a set of prescribed beliefs. Instead, we are open to the teachings of all religions, organized or not. We draw inspiration from multiple sources, both sacred and secular. We recognize that direct experiences, yes, your own wisdom, of transcending mystery and wonder are primary sources of inspiration. These experiences open our hearts, renew our spirit, and can transform our lives. We honor the diverse history, contexts, and cultures from which these sources emerge, grateful for the wisdom that they provide us. This openness, beloveds, is not a weakness, but it is a strength, a testament to the richness and diversity of human spirituality. And I am grateful that somewhere along the way somebody discovered that to be open to the search for what makes life meaningful was a way of doing religion. Moreover, we acknowledge, well, at the very least, we try to acknowledge the systems of power, privilege, and oppression that have historically created barriers for marginalized groups. And as a community, we pledge to replace these barriers with ever-widening circles of solidarity and mutual respect. We commit to creating spaces that truly welcome all individuals, empowering and enhancing everyone's participation, especially those with historically marginalized identities. We hold dear the principle of pluralism. It is embedded and implied in all that we do, if you think about that statement. Pluralism is embedded and implied in all that we do. In the proposed Article 2 language of our bylaws, we affirm that all beings are sacred, diverse in culture, experience, and theology. We commit to learning from one another in our search for truth and meaning, endeavoring to embrace our differences, again, with love, curiosity, and respect. What sets us apart from other faith traditions is our commitment to engaging with the teaching of other faith traditions with an open heart and mind. I mean, we take our youth and children on field trips to other houses of worship. Some of you accompanied them. This is because we recognize that truth is not confined to any one religion or scripture, but rather reveals itself in myriad ways, each offering a unique perspective on the divine. In embracing pluralism, we can practice our value of honoring the inherent worth and dignity of every individual, regardless of their beliefs or background. Indeed, we have a responsibility to one another as siblings in faith to encourage each other to grow in our own spiritual beliefs and theologies. We have an obligation to create spaces where all are welcome, where diversity is not just tolerated, but celebrated. And in so doing, we can embody the highest ideals of our faith tradition. Central to our Unitarian Universalist heritage is the principle of freedom and belief. We cherish congregational freedom and the individual's right of conscience, recognizing that diversity of thought enriches our faith community. So let us, dear ones, embrace the gift of pluralism and our differences with open arms. Let us engage with one another with the teachings of other faith traditions with love, recognizing the sacredness in each and every one of us. For in our differences lies our strength, in our unity lies the power to create a world of justice, equity, and compassion. May we go forth from this place committed to celebrating the beauty of our pluralism and inspired by the richness of our diversity, knowing that it is through our differences that we truly find our common humanity. May it be so.
Good morning. I'm Ted Nelson, a member of your Board of Trustees. We invite you now into the practice of generosity. It's one of our spiritual values, and it sustains the life and ministries of this church community. Let us be grateful for the opportunity to give, for it's a privilege to be able to do so. And let us be grateful also for our needs, for they give us the opportunity to practice receiving. Our Share the Plate recipient for May is the Mental Health Association of Central Florida. A representative is here to tell us about the great work of this organization. Actually, it's our very own Kim Holdridge. Kim?
Good morning, friends. It's been a long time. It is so good to see your faces. And Melissa Baker, who knew? Who knew? It is, sometimes it takes us a little longer than others, Craig. My name is Kimberly Holdridge. I'm a member of the First Unitarian Church of Orlando. I've served on the board, served as your president. And those of you that know me know that my life is nothing but service. That's my church where I find my happy place. So I joined with the Mental Health Association of Central Florida because there was a need across America where our children don't feel heard. Adults don't feel heard. People who need services can't get them. And I was uniquely positioned. My dear friend Marnie Stallman is the CEO of the Mental Health Association. And she asked me, because of my vast board experience, if I would be willing to chair the board. I said, oh no. Oh my goodness, I don't know anything about mental health other than I've needed services from time to time. I don't play one on TV. But yeah, I think I can help corral a board to help the community here in Central Florida. And during Pulse, that was a unique time for us, and we were fortunate to be able to provide services to the victims and community surrounding that event right here on this campus. And I know from my service and being around you that you are a caring group of people who understand these needs at a level that others around us don't. And I am delighted to be able to be here with you today. And thank you so much on behalf of the board, the staff at the Mental Health Association, and those that we serve to be able to take part in the Share the Plate here at the church. Now, like any good board president, I would be remiss if I didn't repeat our mission statement for you. And I know that you who have served on the board know how important those mission statements are. So our mission statement at the Mental Health Association is to provide mental health support and services and information to members of the Central Florida community. We've been around since 1946. We're located about a mile down the road at 405 East Robinson Street. We were established and have been leading the community-based nonprofit dedicated to addressing the needs of those living with mental illness and promoting the overall mental health of all. We have several programs that we provide services for, grief counseling, suicide prevention. We've got a You Are a Lifeguard, which is a program that we've got where people in the community can sign on to be You Are a Lifeguard so that you can help friends and people around you who may come to you and reach out for services. 83 cents of every dollar that you give to the Mental Health Association goes directly back into programming. That's a very good number, and we take that very seriously. In 2022 through 2023, almost 3,000 free patient visits and psychiatric services were provided to people in the community. Almost $1 million of in-kind contributions and facility services were provided to community members, and about 11,000 hours of volunteer service hours were recorded, and that's impressive. A couple of things I wanted to let you know about. I have some flyers over in the Gore Hall during coffee hour because we're not going to miss an opportunity to share with you more about our programs. But I have a list of all the services that are provided free of charge to anybody in the community. I will make that available. I also have some petitions for the pledge to sign up for a You Are a Lifeguard. I'll have those over in Gore Hall as well, and I also have an iPad in case you want to be really slick and do it online, as so many of us love to do. What's really exciting, we do one big fundraiser for the Mental Health Association every year, and we call it the Legacy Luncheon. And this year, at the end of May, at the Rosen Center next door to the Convention Center on May 29th, we will be having our Legacy fundraiser, and I am delighted to announce that our keynote speaker is Ashley Judd. We are looking for volunteers to help us at that event. Again, it's our main fundraiser throughout the year, and if anyone has a need or is moved to help us in that charge, we're certainly would be happy to have you help, and I've got some information available on that. Again, thank you so much today on behalf of the Mental Health Association of Central Florida, on behalf of me, my family, my church family, and my work family, and everywhere. Thank you again for making this available to us. We do appreciate it, and it's not taken for granted. Thank you.
This month, as we did in March and in April, 50% of each offering throughout the month will be donated in support of our Share the Plate partner. You may designate 100% of your donation specifically to either 1U or the Share the Plate partner by noting that in the memo field. This is an opportunity to expand our generosity for our Share the Plate partners for the entire month. Please note that this is on a trial basis until the end of the month. Your offering will now be collected. Note that you can also give online. Let us joyfully receive what is offered here today in the spirit of gratitude and fellowship. Now please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing hymn number 1018, Come and Go With Me. The words will be projected on the screen.
I apologize for having seen hymn 1023, Building Bridges, and that was my mistake. We will do this 2 times through, once as a unison, and then the second time will be as a round. You choose on the round if you want to go first or go second. Woohoo! Let the chaos ensue. Building bridges between our divisions, I reach out to you. Will you reach out to me with all of our voices and all of our visions? Friends, we could make such sweet harmony. Building bridges between our divisions. I reach out to you. Will you reach out to me with all of our voices and all of our visions? Friends, we could make such sweet harmony.
Yes, we can. My friends, when you go from here, know that our hearts are always in a holy place, for we are always connected to one another. Know that deep down, our hearts beat in one universal rhythm. May we each find a sacred space to hear it. Beloved, and these are the words of Israel Bufardi. Worship has ended, and now the service truly begins. And I've been thinking about what would be a good one for this week, because there's so much going on in the world, right? And there was not one thing in particular that stood out. So I just wanted to invite us to remember that our differences are not, those are not the issue. It's how we engage those differences. If we engage them with love and curiosity, it makes for much better engagement and relationship between us. So if I'm inviting you to remember that and practice it. And now,
please say these words with me as we extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.